Okay, so the next topic and the easiest topic, I would say, guiding principles to be followed by a yoga practitioner. So what are the principles a yoga practitioner should be following? And you are supposed to tell them that what one needs to do before, after, during yoga. Okay, it's very simple. You all must be knowing. So what before yoga? Okay, what one has to do before yoga. The first point is Soch. Soch is a word from niyamas, from Ashtanga. If you look at Yama, Niyama. So niyamas में क्या क्या है? Soch, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyay, Ishwar, Pranidhan. Soch is cleansing your body, cleansing your surroundings, cleansing your mind. Okay, and then go for yoga. If your body is not clean, your surrounding is not clean, okay, wherever you're sitting, if that place is not clean, then you cannot purify your body, you cannot purify your mind, and your mind also should be calm and clear. Okay, having 100 thoughts, or let's say you're upset and trying to do yoga, is not the right way. Okay, calm and quiet atmosphere with a relaxed body and mind. Obviously, when you are practicing yoga, you cannot do with a lot of traffic coming in. You cannot focus, your mind will be distracted. So you should be calm, the place should be calm and quiet atmosphere. Okay, empty and light stomach. Okay, it is not said that it has to be empty only, it could be light stomach also. If you are hungry, have it. If you are full of stomach, okay, then do yoga after 4 years. Have a gap of 4 years, 4 hours. I'm sorry. Okay. Otherwise, have light food so that you can easily, if you are hungry and then focusing on, breathing or mental activities, you cannot again concentrate. So it should not be, empty stomach. If you can manage, it is good. Otherwise, it should be light stomach. These are the basic points you need to remember. Uneven surface should be avoided. It should be plain surface wherever you're doing yoga, because there would be some intense activities involved and where you cannot hold yourself, because in asana practice or pranayam practices, you need a plain surface. A mattress, dari or folded blanket should be used when you are going for yoga. Otherwise, you might get hurt. Let's say, you're doing Ustrasana, it's a camel pose, and the pressure is on your knee. It cannot hold if the surface is very hard. That's why you should have a mattress or anything which can cover you down. Light and comfortable cotton cloth, they've written, but generally people wear this nylon cloth. So whichever cloth you wear, you should feel comfortable in that. That is the goal. Okay, when you are comfortable, you can focus. If you're not comfortable in even cotton cloth, you should not wear that. Okay, but it should be comfortable, whichever clothes you wear. Practice should be altered when in the state of exhaustion and illness. Okay, so if you are like, if your body is not supporting into any particular thing, and still you are trying to, pressurize it does not work. Okay, so in yoga, always, whenever you're teaching your sadhak, do as per your capacity. Okay, you do not stretch, okay, beyond your capacity. If you can stretch, obviously, we to make ourselves flexible, we are stretching our body. Okay, but there is a limit. Okay, out of that limit you cannot go. Beyond that limit you are not supposed to do. And that's what you need to remember. Otherwise you can, break down your body, or there is some issues with you, might get some issue. So that was before, going in the asana. And during illness, you should avoid. You are not supposed to do. I mean, if your body is not supporting, why would you go for anything? What will be requirement during yoga practice? Okay, practice session should be start with prayer. Okay, today we've not done prayer because we were short of time, but we will have closing prayer. We are not supposed to skip prayers. I have not skipped it, but today I don't know, somehow it got skipped. Okay, though I'm discussing that, prayer, always any session you begin, it should be with prayer. Okay, वो क्या होता है ना, it creates a conducive environment which relax your mind, which prepare your mind to go into that session, and that's how you can focus on the session. Perform the practice slowly while breathing awareness along with relaxation. If you are performing, let's say, asanas, okay, and the breathing awareness is not there, you are not doing yoga asana, okay, you are just exercising. So when any asana you're doing with the focus of breathing is called asanas with breathing awareness, because our ultimate goal is mind. I discussed, I mean, in previous session only. Mind is the ultimate goal wherein we are supposed to control mind, body, and your senses. So mind is the main जो बोलते हैं ना वृत्तिज लेके आ रहा है. So with the help of what happens with breathing awareness, Hatha Yoga Pradipika said, चले वाते चले चित्तम निश्चले निश्चलम भवेत. Okay, योगी स्थानुपनोति करके एक आगे है. So I mean the main sense of the first line is चले वाते. When vata is air, जब breath चलती है, चले वाते चले चित्तम, your mind walks, okay, along with your breath your mind walks. निश्चले निश्चलम भवेत, when the breath stops your mind stops. So how you can control your mind is with the help of breath. आप अभी के लिए 1 सेकंड के लिए अपना focus कहीं पे भी है, just bring your focus on your nostrils. You're taking air inside. Your focus will come here. Immediately it will come here. So आपको अपने mind पे control करना है. Start focusing on your breath. Breathing awareness के साथ में when you're doing asanas, you will be there, okay, during that practice. But if you're not doing it with breathing awareness, you will be distracted somewhere else and you are folding your body. Okay, nostrils breathing unless instructed otherwise. Okay, so breathing, there are certain pranayamas wherein you are breathing from your mouth and releasing from your nostril, or breathing from your mouth or releasing from your mouth itself. This practice, if you're doing, that is fine. Otherwise, your breathing has to be only on from nostrils. Please make sure. Do not breathe from your mouth. Never. Do not hold the body tight. Okay? Don't stretch, I mean. Do not give jerk at any point of time. So in Sukshma Vyayama, Dhirendra Brahmachari, Maharishi Swami Dhirendra Brahmachari has said, there are certain Sukshma Vyayamas which can be done through jerk. We'll understand that in Sukshma Vyayam presentation. But it is not recommended, because when you are focusing on your breath, you cannot jerk or you cannot go immediately. It has to be in a flow, okay, with the help of your breath. So it should not be done with jerk. But there are some activities which can be done with jerk also. You will learn that. But always, experiment things, but eventually you'll have to come to that particular area only, जहाँ पे आपको control करना है mind के ऊपर. Do not hold breath unless it is specifically mentioned. Okay. So this is important. Holding breath is important. Okay. And when you are holding breath, when you are experimenting with the help of pranayam, that is when specifically mentioned in those textures. Okay. That use kumbhak. Kumbhak is nothing but holding your breath. So there are 3 kumbhak: Jalandhar, Udyan, and Mool. So Jalandhar is your this bandha. So you are locking the air inside. Udyan is your navel, and Mool is your base. Okay, at the base you just lock it so that air does not go out. Breath is called pran. Okay, जब प्राण शरीर से उड़ जाते हैं तो we are gone. So pranas are that important in our body. So we are supposed to give maximum pranas in our body. While inhaling and exhaling, chest is to be expanded and expressed respectively. Okay, this we will not discuss here because there are breathing we'll be doing. Okay, sectional breathing. So how breathing happens and everything we'll be discussing. Perform according to your own capacity. ठीक है, जो टीचर बोल रहा है उसकी कैपेसिटी ठीक है, but you have your limit. You know your limit. So do not stretch beyond that unless you are confident. Patience and regular practice is very essential for good result. That is very important. We want result in 1 month. How can that be possible when you are not able to solve this particular problem from lifetime? You cannot expect this from in within just 1 month. You have to make a routine and patiently do the activities, and then the results will arrive. There are contraindication limitations for each asana, pranayam, kriya, and bandha. So there is limitations. Okay, some asanas cannot be done by senior citizens. Some asanas cannot be done by diabetic patients. Some asanas cannot be done by sciatica. And same applies to pranayam, kriya, and bandha. You as a yoga teacher are supposed to aware that which asana to be given to whom, which asana not to be given. Okay, and that we will learn in asana presentation again. That how you are supposed to teach asanas. Consult doctor or therapist in case of any cardiac issues, heart से related issue में don't experiment. Okay, that just do this or that. Okay, if there is a severe issues, please ask him to go to doctor or therapist. Yoga therapists are also there. Okay, and that these are also courses from Ministry of Ayush wherein you can become a therapist at the same time. During pregnancy and menstruation, yoga expert should be consulted prior to yogic practice. So when somebody is practicing yoga, they should have a discussion with yoga expert who is a certified teacher, and then only pregnancy and these menstruation cycle yoga has to be advised during that particular time. Which yoga should be done, which yoga should be avoided, all these things. Now let's go to after. हो गया, during हो गया. Now let's go to after. So in after, bath after 15 to 30 minutes. Aram se, because you must be sweating that time. So it is not recommended that get baths. But we do yoga getting bath. Okay, that is the best practice. Okay, but if you can go for bath after, that is well and good. But it is not necessary that you are supposed to get bath only, because here you are not intensively doing things. Okay, asan practice mein, if you are doing 100 Surya Namaskar or 50 Surya Namaskar at a time, then you will sweat. And if you are sweating, you yourself would like to go for bath. Okay, otherwise if you are doing pranayamas after getting bath, because it is recommended, people can go to gym without getting baths and get bath after gym. But in yoga, to keep your mind and body clean or peaceful, you are supposed to get bath first and then go for it. बाद में नहीं नहाओगे तो चलेगा. Light food after 15 or 30 minutes of yoga session. Yoga session के बाद you can have light food, or you can have, in fact, heavy food also, but not immediately. Okay, let's wait for some time, because if you're not eating and you're having a gap of 4 hours, and after that you're doing, let's say, yoga for 1 hour, and again they're saying that have light food after 15-30 minutes, then when will you eat? So eat, but have 10-15 minutes gap, and then you have your dinner, because we don't have time. This is written as per the textures and all, but practically if you look at, then if you are not eating before, if you are not allowed to eat after, then you'll go to office, you'll go to college. So there are multiple things we have to do in a day-to-day basis. So that's how you can arrange or manage things. This is very important. Shavasana after every session. So let's say you've done intense activities like couple of asana you have practiced, or Surya Namaskar you practice. You are like your breathing has expanded. You are like completely like into that zone. So you are supposed to relax yourself. You cannot just go after doing Surya Namaskar out. You are in a rajasic mood, so just calm down yourself. Let your breath calm down, and with the help of Shavasana, you are focusing on your breath, you are focusing on your body, and that's how you calm yourself, and then you peacefully go and do your work. So 5-10 minutes Shavasana after every practice of you. Yoga session should end with a meditation, deep silence, and Shanti part. Shanti part is like prayer. Deep silence is keeping your awareness on your breath, and meditation is focusing. Okay, so it should not end with just done asanas and go home. Okay, we should not do that. Let them calm down. Let them focus on their breath. Let them do shavasana. Let them do dhyana. Okay, so you have to communicate to them that that's how it should go on. So this was about, guiding principle to be followed by a yoga practitioner. That's how a yoga practitioner should do yoga or get into yoga.